There are two popular models of men's ministry today. First, let's look at the large group attractional men's ministry, starring Excited Ed. We'll meet Ed here in a minute, but first let me give you some examples of what I'm talking about, what a large group attractional men's ministry looks like. It might be a Saturday morning prayer or pancake breakfast. It might be a Friday night men's rally. Another popular model is the early morning, like the Tuesday at 6 a.m. men's fraternity meeting where we watch a video from a big speaker and then we have discussions around tables. All these are open invitation events. Everyone's welcome to come. The idea is to get as big a crowd as we can. And so here's Excited Ed. He's just gotten back from a men's conference and he's really fired up about doing men's ministry in his church. So Ed goes to Pastor Joe and says, "Hey, I want to do a men's ministry." Pastor Joe says, "Go for it." And so Ed begins his preparations. He plans a big kickoff event in the fall. He recruits a few volunteers. He secures a speaker and a band to perform praise and worship music. He does a marketing blitz, including bulletins and advertisements. And he gets up in front of the church and announces to all the guys they should come out. He also downloads the funny video clips that you always see at these events. He reviews a curriculum and prepares a skit. By the time this event rolls around, Ed has more than 80 hours of preparation time getting ready for this big kickoff event. And finally, Friday night rolls around and he gets a big crowd. About 50 guys show up and he's so excited. Wow, this is fantastic. Our men's ministry is off to a great start. And then they have their next meeting and it's about 42 guys, and then 30 guys, and then 20 guys. And before you know it, by the end of the semester, Ed's getting about, 10, 12 guys out for his men's ministry. Huge attrition rate. It happens all the time. The second popular format is the small study group, starring Bible Study Bob. And there we see Bob. He's sitting there in a striped shirt. He's the leader in the power chair there. He's got 3 or 4 guys with him there in the living room. They're reading from their Bibles. And how Bob got his crowd together is much simpler than the big attractional group. All he did was just call a couple guys on a phone, put out the word in the church bulletin. The pastor let him get up and mention it one Sunday during the announcements. And at his first meeting, he had 7 guys. He averages anywhere from 4 to 7 guys in his living room. His gathering is based on the 4 B's, which is Bibles, books, banter, and a bowl of chips. It's guys munching on Doritos, talking about God's Word. Bible study at Bob's house is a hybrid. It's somewhat attractional and somewhat invitational. Men are assigned a book to read at the beginning of the semester. The problem is most of the men forget to read their books. I've been in these sorts of groups, and usually I've noticed only about 30% of the guys actually read their chapters. The rest of the guys usually pretend they read their assignments. Bible study at Bob's house is predictable and safe. It's fairly easy to pull off. It's not nearly as much work as doing a big attractional event. Here are some weaknesses of our current models of men's ministry. These big events depend on a lot of labor. They're very labor intensive to attract that crowd. And then our goal is out of that crowd, we try to get men into small groups. But that's not usually practical. Because if you want men to A, go to church, B, volunteer in a church, C, show up at 6 a.m. for men's fraternity, plus be in a small group during the week, that's a huge load. That's a huge time commitment. You're talking about 8-10 hours a week. And there's very few men who are willing to be in a large group and a small men's group at the same time. And even our small Bible study model has some weaknesses. Our small group Bible studies run the risk of turning Christianity into a book-on-the-lap experience. That's what we do. We sit there and chomp on Doritos and read books. There's also a very low barrier to entry and exit. These groups are easy to join and easy to quit. Membership is fluid. We're always ready to pull up another chair, and when guys drop out, we don't usually go after them. There's not much structure or accountability. And Bible studies rely on study skill and English proficiency. You probably never thought about this, but when we require study as the linchpin, as the foundation of Christian discipleship, we are sending a message to men, low verbal men who are not good readers, that they are not worthy to be followers of Jesus. God forgive us for sending that message to men. We need an alternative where men who are not highly literate and highly verbal can actually become disciples. So to review, Modern men's ministry delivers powerful teaching, but it does not provide the personal coaching and structure that men need to change. But Men's League does. Men's League provides coaching and structure, which underlies the teaching component.